So the first process that we employ in our framework for helping our clients figure out who they are is start with, what do you believe? So you have a worldview. Worldview, by definition, is a basic set of beliefs through which one makes sense of their world. Mm-hmm. So Bobby has a worldview, right? And his worldview led him to work in a gym, and his worldview led him to leave a gym and begin his own business, right? When you look at humans' behaviors and they say they want to change them, I always go back to, what do they believe? All right, if we change the belief, the behavior just follows.
Yeah.
And it feels just like it's just clicking in.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
I don't like behavior modification because that feels hard. But if I just want to live, like, let's just get clear on, what do you really believe?
Yeah.
And then we align behaviors to that.
Yeah.
So the first step to figuring out who you are is knowing you have a belief system. Let's make it conscious. Most of us have a belief system that's just based on mom and dad, our country,
Sure.
America lone wolf,
Yeah.
Latin all family. It's a belief system. I don't want it to just be based on your ethnicity. I want it to be based on you.
Yeah.
So I do want you to do that work
I love that.
on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And figure out, like, oh, look at the deer.
Yeah, we were hoping when we walked by. Oh, that's great.
Love that. And so the first step is figuring out yourself is figuring out, what do you believe?
Yeah.
Secondly, what are the names you call yourself? Your identity, your I ams.
Yep.
So the first one is your I believes.
Yep.
Next, your I ams. What are these identities? Golfer.
And literally in statement form.
In statement form.
I believe X.
I
am Y.
This. That's right.
Yeah.
And that's powerful.
Yeah.
All right. And then the third piece, what we call the WIP, the work in process, the WIP. Worldview, identity, and then your principles. What are the values that mean the most to you?
Yeah.
Right? And are you living them? And are you closing your integrity gaps where you say one thing and you do another, right? Or are you just focused on others? Because most of us in the world, we point out others' integrity gaps while never looking in the mirror to see our own.
Giving Matt the truth.
Yeah. So we know who others are, or who we think they are,
Yeah.
and we're fixated on that. Especially, it's a celebrity culture now more than ever.
Yeah.
And everybody's trying to put their best foot forward on social media, which I don't. I know this secondhand because I'm not on that. And very little time looking in the mirror, figuring out who they are. So our framework starts with, stop looking out the window and let's look in the mirror and go, what's my worldview? When was the last time that I looked at it, reflected on it, and made sure it's true? What are my identities, the names I call myself? Am I living them? What are my principles, the values that mean the most? Am I aligning my day with them? That's the WIP.
Yeah.
Then the second half, which is powerful too, you need all six, are what are my passions? What are my love tos?
Yeah.
And so then we write, I love to play golf, eat steak, you know what I mean? Whatever,
Sure. Yeah,
whatever they are.
Yep.
And we write them all out, and we start to employ more of our passions. And the passions are a trigger for these purposes. There will never be a purpose that is an authentic purpose for you that you don't get energy from.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, because it comes back to love.
It comes back to
If
love.
you love doing something, the passion's easy to follow behind it.
That's right.
It's not even easy. It's natural.
It's natural.